Me did the chua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a for Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map tap send. Intienne also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Let us come abusuya for Ghana for na tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Sugar level, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Let's go to America. Let's go to America straight so we can start this. I believe showbiz around the world has been discussing Chris Rock and Will Smith's clash at the Oscars. And as it stands now, there is a similar story here in Ghana when Stonebwoy and Shatawale also clashed at the VGMAs. That is one of the editions at the VGMAs. And I want us to look at the happenings. Let's look at how the Oscars are handling this particular issue and how we also handled our issue. Let's see if there will be some similarities or differences in how these cases are being handled. A story I want to read from nydj.com says that Will Smith faces potential suspension and expulsion after refusing to leave Oscar ceremony. And this is what the Academy is saying. Now, it is not just saying they are facing. It says that they are facing potential suspension and expulsion after refusing to leave the Oscar ceremony Academy. Now, let me read the story. Then, to those of you who have not seen what really transpired, Facebook Data has prepared some videos for us to see. Then we can discuss it with my panel members, Yao Gray, Kojo King, and Stephen Folsom. Now, the story reads, Will Smith was asked to leave Sunday night's Oscar ceremony after he slapped Chris Rock but refused to do so. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences said on Wednesday in announcing that it had begun disciplinary proceedings. Possible punishment could result in suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions, it said. The Academy, which said in a statement that Smith violated its code of conduct, also accused him of compromising its integrity. Now, this is the statement coming from the Academy, and I want to read the statement verbatim so you can also be part of it. It says, the Board of Governors today initiated disciplinary proceedings against Mr. Smith for violations of the Academy standards of conduct, including inappropriate physical contact, abusive or threatening behavior, and compromising the integrity of the Academy. Consistent with the Academy standards of conduct, as well as Californian law, Mr. Smith is being provided at least 15 days notice of a vote regarding his violations and sanctions, and the opportunity to be heard beforehand by means of a written response. At the next board meeting on April 18th, the Academy may take any disciplinary action, which may include suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions permitted by the laws and standards of conduct. Mr. Smith's actions at the 94th Oscars were a deeply shocking, traumatic event to witness in person and on television. Mr. Rock, we apologize to you for what you experienced on our stage, and we thank you for your resilience in that moment. We also apologize to our nominees, guests, and viewers for what transpired during what should have been a celebratory event. Things unfolded in a way we could not have anticipated. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and he refused, we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. Now, let me just give you a background. So, once again, Will Smith went to the Oscars with the wife, Pinkett Jada Smith, and one of the awards presenters, Chris Rock, who is a comedian, decided to run one joke about Jada Pinkett's new situation, the fact that she is losing hair gradually, therefore forcing her to cut her hair to what the ladies will call the down flat kind of hair or the sweat kind of hair. Down cut kind of hair or the sweat kind of hair. Now, what happened was, when the joke came about, people laughed. Yesterday, Obi Amponsan was here, and he talked about jokes and how people receive it. Will Smith did not receive it well, went straight to Chris Rock, and boom, he slapped him in the face. As it stands now, the board or the Academy of the Oscars, they are still considering a punitive action against Will Smith. The incident happened. The Academy asked Mr. Will Smith to leave the venue or to leave the auditorium because of what had transpired. But the gentleman refused to leave. And as it stands now, they are about to meet on April 18th or so to take an action against him. Remember Ghana, Shatawale and Stonebwoy, how they were banned and some people did not understand it here and there. We want us to do some similarities and differences in what is happening. Then we will see if we can even project what will be happening to Will Smith in the near future. All right, so in the full glare of everybody, over millions of people who were watching from around the world, they all saw what transpired after the joke. The G.I. Jane joke, Will Smith just got up. As a matter of fact, when he was going there, nobody knew what he was going to do. He was the only person who had his plans and thoughts in him. He went there and straight, poof, you've watched the video. In fact, some people are struggling to even see the video here in the studio, and it's unfortunate it happened. After, Will Smith came to apologize when he accepted his Best Actor award. We are going to see the apology as well. Then we come back. We will do a comparison to the story we just read that the Academy will be meeting on this on 18th April. Here on the day after the slap, they asked him to leave the auditorium, to leave the scene of the event, but Guy refused to leave. And of course, they did not force it. You know, white people, okay, so Mr. Will Smith, can you please leave for us so the event can continue? He decided not to even hear that they've spoken to him that way. He ignored. All right, so we just watched the apology as well coming from Will Smith. Now, let's have a discussion. You've read the story. When Shatawale and Stonebwoy's incident happened and they were banned, I know the discussion was that why should you ban them? Why should you ban them? Because they thought that these are talents and they are likely to falter at any given time. So why do you ban them? They suffered a ban for at least 2 years. They were recalled into the scheme. And as it stands now, Stonebwoy is back into the scheme fully. For Shatawale, he says, until his soul comes back again into life, he is not getting into the scheme. It is what it is. Now, after reading the story, we hear that the Academy, they are still thinking about other punitive measures to be meted out to Will Smith. How is it likely to go like? And again, how do we even interpret what just transpired? Forcing, let me start this with you, and Kojo Yang will come through like that.
That's what I mean. First of all, it's very difficult to watch. The first day the thing happened, I couldn't watch it much because it was very, very disturbing. Okay. Very disturbing pictures right there. You know, if you look at the persona of Will Smith, what he has done over the years, his achievements, you know, huge achievements. He's done so much, and he said it himself that the devil comes for you when you are at your highest.
Yes.
That's when the devil comes for you. I think in recent times too, he's going through a lot. He's going through a lot in his marriage. The wife coming up, you know, to declare publicly to the whole world that she even cheated. She got entangled with a younger male who is even as young as her child, her son.
Really?
Yeah, and it was on TV. She said it herself. She has this program that she does, something round table.
Round table, yeah.
Yeah, that she talks about things, you know, in her family and in her life, and she said it. And so Will over there is going through a lot. And over the years, and you know, Will struggled over the wife with Tupac.
I see.
And people, Will is also a rapper, just as Tupac. And people always consider Will as a weakling. You know, as a weakling. And
he won.
And yes, he has the woman now. But over the time, people always consider Will to be a coward. He's a weakling. He's not a tough rapper and all that. Will also once said that his father used to beat his mother, and he was the oldest son. He couldn't do anything. He never was able to defend the mother. So Will has gone through life with this thing eating him up as being a weakling. He is not able to stand up to to defend the women in his life, beginning with his mother and now his wife, and all that. People even made fun of him that he couldn't even hold on to his wife, that even a younger boy slept with the wife. So he has this thing, and when this happened, I'm sure at the moment he felt that this is a time for me to stand up for my wife, or people to know that I'm strong, and not which other better place than the whole world watching. There's the Oscars, the Academy Awards, and unfortunately he got up and his emotions took the better part of him. It's unfortunate, you know. There's nothing that you can. Every action that you take, there's nothing that you can do with violence that will come out to be like, you know, the best. Anytime you do anything with emotions, you mostly tend to regret. You mostly tend to regret. That's why whenever you are angry, it's best for you to relax. Even if you revenge, it's best for you to relax. Go and think about
what your actions
will be. And you'll be surprised to know that you even forgive the person. After you've given it a thought over and over again, you realize that, oh, let me just forget about it. There's no need for me to even do something. It's an unfortunate incident. Rather, the one who rather made fun of your wife and you got up to go, he is rather receiving a lot of, you know.
But the last time I checked, I hear he's about to do a comedy show.
He's even doing a tour.
The way he's selling tickets.
He has started the tour. I think he started yesterday also, last night.
The way he's selling tickets.
Yes. But people went. Chris Rock is a huge brand.
No, but I hear he was winning, like he was going down until this particular incident.
He has been going down ever since Kevin Hart came into the scene.
Exactly.
You know, and he himself has said it several times that Kevin Hart has taken over the comedy industry. But because of what happened,
that's giving him a boost again. That's giving him a boost again.
I really feel bad for Will Smith. Will is going through a lot in his family, in his life, and in his family, his children. Some turning out to be gay, some behaving some way. You know, if you're a father, and at this point, you feel bad. You feel really, really bad. Imagine your kids, and they don't turn out to be the way you want them to be. Although Will is pretending as if he's okay with the son behaving sometimes, dressing like a woman, and being gay. The daughter also
some way, drugs and all that.
No, behaving in a certain way, with drugs and all that, you know, affecting the family. He's going through a lot. But the academy is threatening punishment on them, which I think is in the right direction. Every scheme or academy all over the world will do the same. Violence anywhere in the world is not acceptable.
It's condemnable, yeah.
Violence, in fact, even the women in America, the Black Women Society, the Black Women Congress women are standing up against that act, that there are better ways you can defend your woman than violence.
So you don't see him going scot-free in this case, eh?
They will definitely take action. Definitely. In fact, some even suggested to Chris Rock to press charges.
But he has said that he won't do.
He hasn't talked ever since. Yesterday was the first time he ever spoke about the case. But even that, he said he's still processing what happened. He said he's still processing what happened. He doesn't know what his next line of action will be. He hasn't apologized, as was purported in the media just a few days ago that he has also apologized. He hasn't apologized. He hasn't said anything. He said he's still processing what happened. In fact, when things like this happen, the best line of action is what Chris Rock is doing. Relax and
don't rush.
Allow time to solve such problems. You know everything that, you see, that's what I always say. It's not everything that you should have an opinion to. Even when the things happen to you. It's not everything that, to me, it's not everywhere I go that they ask me questions about what's happening in the world that I have to have an opinion. There are certain things I genuinely don't have opinion. I don't want to have an opinion about them. It's not everything that, okay, this morning I was talking about the E-levy thing on one radio station. They called me. It's not, sometimes you just have to give an analysis of what is happening. It's not everything that you definitely have to have an opinion to say, oh, this is good or this is bad. No, sometimes you
can explain what is happening. Just explain what is
happening, and then you move on. That's what's happening. So as for punishment, I think he should be dealt with, just to prove to people that in a world that we are trying to preach so much humanity and civilization and peace, violence has no place. Violence has no place, and we should all be able to control ourselves. But if we all act out of emotions and anger, nobody will be left in this world. Because human beings offend human beings every single day. So the fact that Brasami has said something here that I'm not in favor of, and it demeans me and all that, doesn't mean I get up and I slap Sammy. What if I didn't slap Sammy and I took my pistol and then shot at Sammy? And the way Will Smith got up and started going to the stage.
I'm sure if he had anything on him,
a gun or a knife or anything, I'm sure he probably would have used it.
Use that instead of the slap, yeah.
And it also goes to event organizers. No matter the pedigree of the person, no matter how much you respect the person, when time the person is not allowed to go upstage and the person is going upstage, I think security should have jumped in quickly and then stopped him, because you don't know what he was going to do. I'm sure they all thought he was just going to congratulate. But there should be strict rules for events. Once you are not authorized to climb upstage to receive an award or to go and give a speech or anything, you should not be allowed. If security had intervened and asked him, oh, what are you going to do upstage? He said, oh, I'm only going to support. You are not supposed to. Someone is making funny jokes about you.
Shatawala say congratulate.
Yeah, so these kind of things.
But congratulate.
You can't also blame the security of the academy too much, of the event too much. Nobody knew what he was going to do. In fact, it was a bizarre situation. You could see the face of Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o was sitting right behind Will Smith.
Yes.
You could see in her face. In fact, most of the people in there at that point wished they were not there. This is a sight you wish you didn't see. This is a sight you wish you were not there to witness. I wish I didn't even just see what happened.
I know, right?
I wish I didn't see it.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen Forsen, for opening this conversation for us. You have also seen it. Even if you did not see it, we've given you enough background videos to get exactly what we are discussing. What do you think might happen to them, or might happen to Will Smith rather? This one, not to them at this stage. Forsen is so sure they will punish him. Forsen is so sure that among the three issues the three elements that were mentioned, expulsion, or maybe I wish I get them right. Excuse me. Let me get it right. So suspension and expulsion, among these two, he might suffer one. That is what you guys should know. Forcing is so sure one will happen. Let me go on to Kojo. Kojo, what do you also see happening?
This issue. I think when it comes to somebody reacting with violence or an attack, there's no way that person will win the moral war. So it is no wonder that the whole world is against Will Smith for what he did. But at times we also have to look at the cause and effects. What caused something that has been done? Yes, we all not support violence. How he reacted wasn't the best. But this is not the first time Chris Rock has picked on the Smith family. In 2016, he picked on them. He picked on them when Jada Pinkett posted that he's not going for the 88th Oscars because there was no diversity. He picked on them, and this is what he wrote. Well, that is Chris Rock. He said, Jada says she's not coming. I was like, isn't she on TV show? Jada is going to boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Then he went ahead to also throw a certain jab to Will Smith.
Like me boycotting Rihanna's panty.
Rihanna's
Can you explain
panties.
that part to me? Like,
Rihanna was displaying some panty line, and so it's like I wasn't invited. It was like only females that were invited. So he thinks that nobody even invited Jada. So if you are boycotting,
she was only on TV. She
exactly.
Not act. Okay.
It's like the president having a party at the Flagstaff House, and you are saying because you are saying you won't go. That's I mean you have not been invited.
So he threw that shade at her. She didn't mind. In 2018, Will Smith with his former wife, ex-wife, happy birthday. Their daughter, their son was celebrating the birthday, so he posted. And again, Chris Rock came back to write again. This is what Smith posted. He posted to the ex-wife. They shared a son, 29-year-old son. So he says, "Happy birthday, Shiri Zampino, best baby mama ever. I love you, Riri." And Rock commented, "Wow, you have a very understanding wife." Trying to call for the attention of the ex-wife. And that one was so slight. And finally, this year too. So you see, when you witness the action of
Will Smith,
Will Smith, you can think that, oh, why is this guy always on my case? This is not the first time. 2016, 2018, and all these things trended. All these reactions trended. 2016 one was trended, 2018 trended, and 2022 now. Both of us are present, and you did that. Yes, you could see from the video when he initially said it, he was laughing. But after maybe he looked into the eyes of the wife, he realized, no, something is not right, and he went there to slap him. Yes, it is not right to do that, but let's look at also some of the way our comedians also pick on people. Yes, because they are comedians, they are to pick on all issues. Yes, we don't want to gag any comedian to restrict them from picking on matters and issues. But I believe some comedians are taking advantage to also abuse the system. I want to believe that comedy is about fiction. Things that doesn't exist, we imagine. But it's like most of them are now becoming a bit lazy. And so they decide to pick on human subjects and make it so very simple. Instead of maybe going the extra mile to crack a fictional joke that everybody can really relate. Now, Sammy Flex is sitting in the audience. I know Sammy has had an issue with the wife. So let me pick on that. People will laugh.
Yeah.
How you feel that they don't care about it. And the comedians will say that, yes, if the joke is not about you, it is not funny. So if it is about your will suffer, then I will laugh. Next moment it's on me. And that is also not fair. If it will affect your grade and I will laugh, why are you not thinking about your grade? There was this Indian comedian who did a joke. He went to stage a play in Washington. And the act was, "I am coming from 2 Indias," and made a damning comment about India. He said, in India, in the morning we worship women, but in the evening we rape them. And a lawyer took him to court.
Really?
Yes, for saying such a statement. They saw it as demeaning right inside US, and you are portraying the women in your country as this. What would the world take your country? But because he thinks that, yeah, I'm having fun. It
could be a satirical
This is a comedy, but
comedy is satire.
Yes, comedy is satire, but whatever that you said about somebody, as example, if that thing is a fact, like what you've been doing now, if you come in the news and they pick on you, yes, that thing is real. At times, people get names before the comedy show will end. You have a name that people can use to mock you and ridicule you, all in the name of comedy. Yeah. So we have to also look at that.
I don't know if you followed that case to the core. as in the guy who said in India in the morning we worship women, in the evening we rape them. Who won?
No, he didn't win.
Who didn't win?
They fined him. They fined him.
They fined the comedian.
Exactly.
And that's what I wanted to confirm.
fined him.
I see.
They fined him.
So he lost.
Yes.
If he had a good lawyer, I'm sure he would have been able to. Because that's what they do in India. The men there are fond of raping women. So I'm sure he was doing that to throw light on the fact that it is something. No, they do that.
And he's an Indian, right?
Yes.
The comedian is an Indian. Yes. So he was talking about culture.
Like a Nigerian standing somewhere saying that half my people then Saga.
Nepa is a problem.
Nepa is a problem. Or my Nigerians and Sakawa. Like, it's something you are trying to throw light on so that the world will know what's happening over there.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Comedy is comedy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the point is, recently, Nana Konadu Adjumai Rollins, you advised the Ghanaian comedians to desist from the rampant usage of religion and some of the tribal jokes, cautioning them that it's not funny anymore because it goes to certain events and the way they pick on certain tribes and how they handle it. Yes, nobody wants to gag any comedian. You can pick on any matter, but how you pick it matters. If you can pick it in a way that at the end of the day, everybody can really enjoy it and be comfortable. But you don't have to do crack a joke that somebody will not be comfortable. Yes, that is your code. That if it doesn't, it's not talking about. He said if you are talking about fat women, slim women will be laughing. If you pick on slim women, fat women will be laughing. But you can pick on a fat woman and a fat woman will laugh, including slim women. So I think most of them are becoming lazy because it's easier. Yes, when they come to the auditorium, they can pick on other issues. But the point is, at times, issues of religion, issues of tribal and ethnicity, issues of health, like what happened. We all know Jada Pinkett came out openly to complain of her sickness.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to play on something like that, we know it's
sensitive.
It's very sensitive. We know what some men are going through. Some men and their wives are going through in their background. Some women cannot even give birth. Look at a woman who maybe for several years have not been able to give birth. And through whatever the husband they've been going through, and maybe you crack a joke on something like that. Don't we think it is that sensitive
to remind them of their pain,
to cause a problem? So we shouldn't condemn Will Smith alone. Yes, for what he did by slapping, that one is violent. But we also have to look at the Chris Rock's factor.
The action.
The action.
And the reaction.
Exactly. So 2016 you pick on me, 2018 you pick on me. So that statement that keep my wife effing name out of your mouth. That was where it was coming from. Because it's not the first, it's not the second, this is the third. So he has every right to feel like Chris Rock has an agenda against them. So to our comedians, yes, this is what you do for your daily bread. Yes. But don't inflict pain on people and make people ridicule them, and also because you want to make money. Right. You can do jokes for people to be easy, but picking on human characters, picking on religion, and picking on politics and even certain topics, you should be a very intelligent comedian before you can do that, and everybody will be okay. Else, stay to fixing. You say a toli, and can you say a cat toli or toli, and your man engineer can't do cry, ye baby, you know, hey, and no be away. But we see be so
Antibian Papa,
but yes, we are graduating. We can't box ourselves, but in our bid to be creative, we need to know the kind of.
So could you finally, would you be surprised if Will Smith comes out of this unpunished?
To me, he has apologized. Yes, and
but the academy is still going to sit on it.
Exactly. The whole world is against him. The whole world is on his neck, calling for the academy to sanction him. So, as an entity, you don't have to just sit down and say, "Oh, we don't want to
take action."
Even if to them they feel that this thing can slide, the world will not allow them, and they need to do something to claim their name. And whatever they are trying to do, I think the apology that he made, he showed sign of remorse. He was very remorseful. Later, he apologized to Chris Rock. If they can really do sanction him, I think they shouldn't strip him of his award. Maybe a suspension from the scheme for some time would do. But then they shouldn't let go of the one who caused it. What caused the slap? That is the Chris Rock's factor. They should check some of the materials these comedians are using, picking on people and their issues.
Thank you so much. Well spoken, Kojo King, the only king with double N. Now, Intim Dodu Solomon, aka HMO, just sent me a screenshot of the Rape Festival of India. And this is a story that says the Rape Festival of India, the truth unveiled. It says, Assam, India. Men in India are already beginning to celebrate as the annual Assam Rape Festival is just days away. If you're non-married age girl between blah, 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 the story continues from there. I'm sure later we would have to read what rape, how rape is how rape is affiliated or related to India. We'll be finding out very, very soon. You guys,
it's public. It's public. Everybody knows.
We will find out. Me, I don't know about rape in India. As a matter of fact, I'll find out later here on the show. Now, let me go on to Yao Gray. Let me go on to Yao Gray. Let me ask Yao Gray what he also thinks will be happening to Will Smith, rather, not Chris Rock, to Will Smith, and how he even sees the action of both of them, the comedy and the response. Yao, let me listen to you.
Yeah, I think my brother said most of the things I wanted to say. I would say, you know, Chris didn't just start this, it's begun long ago. And for where the third one happened, I think that was one of the reasons why Will Smith, you know, emotionally, you know, did what he did. And Will Smith, in the history of movie and in entertainment, I think he's one of the people or persons like everybody knows to be, he's not violent. He doesn't really, I was even saying, just because he was doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, making people laugh, maybe he was also picking on people. But from my checks and what I heard, I think he's not been one of the people who also picks on people. He's not really that type.
Okay, he doesn't pick on people.
Yeah, he doesn't
do his comedy.
Yeah, he's always in his lane. Even like my brother said, when he was doing music, he was the only artist who was doing music and won't use the N-word or curse.
Okay.
And people were like, he's soft and not really a rapper by not doing that. But he made hits not mentioning or using the curse words at the end of the day, you know. And I would say he's going through a lot. For us to judge him, I think will be too harsh, because for how it happened, I can say if Chris was on stage praying for him, I wouldn't think he would go on there and slap him. So something triggered something. And for us to be in a position to ask like...
But I believe you also know that if I make you angry, and you shoot me to death, you'll be jailed.
I know.
In fact, nobody will say that, oh, but Sammy too, why did you hold the balls of Yao Gray? You are not supposed to hold his balls.
Right.
If you hold his balls, he will shoot you. I'm not sure someone will argue like that.
Right. But, you know, when it happens, and it's not about shooting, it is, or even if I shoot, it is up to me right now to sit where I've been locked, to ask myself the questions that I would also love to ask myself. You understand? Now I feel like Kojo is saying, Chris also has to be questioned in a way. In what way? Like the academy is saying we are looking into the matter.
Okay.
I don't think they're looking into the matter of how he got up to just come and slap. But Chris, what is behind all this?
Like Kojo gave us an instance.
Yes, this is like the third time.
Yeah,
do you have something against the family? Have Chris Will crossed you in any way? Will cross Chris, what is really going on between you?
Was it your way to settle a score?
And I think it's a way to settle a score.
Because that was a bigger platform.
It was a bigger platform. And for what I've heard, the Oscars is more like the elite show where they know violence don't happen.
Yeah.
This is where we can have our time.
Yeah,
and
it's a classy
event. And you know, most of these classy events, you know, when it comes to color, they will say blacks will be the first people to actually start a case.
For me in a jiffy, thank you, Chemo.
So you see,
Chemo
I also asked someone, Will also makes fun of people, and the feedback I got was, no, Will don't do that. You understand? So, like you said, internet don't lie. But I would say emotions got him to do the wrong thing at the right place. And for him to be jailed or banned, I think maybe they will strip. I don't think the far they can go is maybe strip him off.
Apia from France said something that, and I want to read it. It said, Brasame, in all this, the Academy continued the awards by giving Will Smith what he deserved. But in the case of the VGMA, they held on to the awards of both of them, which they were supposed to win. So despite everything, they still gave the best actor.
But like, see, this one wasn't chaotic. It was just a slap. He took it nice.
No, if the other had responded, it would have been chaotic.
Yes, it wasn't chaotic. That's how come they could still give the award. If they had, it had been chaotic and he was forcefully taken out of the auditorium and all that, I'm sure he won't get the award anyway.
Well, how it ended also says a lot.
And with how everybody is talking about the Oscars, I think if even they have a mind of not doing anything, they will be pushed to do something to actually, you know, claim the level or the respect that they deserve or people know them to be. And I think it will be in the right way, because nobody is bigger than, you know, the right thing actually. So I believe yes, he will be punished, because the Academy will also love to have some reputation that makes them know, say, this won't happen or this shouldn't happen again.
All right, his name is Yao Gray, and I've told you he's one of our pundits here, though he doubles as an artist.